Progetto Biodiversidade. They are working for a world in which humans and nature can thrive together. This is what it says on the business card from Rosi that's right in front of my face right now. If that's not a nice business card, I don't know what is. So, I invited Rosi to talk to me and also, to just record this conversation for you to listen about how to protect the environment here on the island. So, we are based on the island of Sal. That's one island of the country Cape Verde. That's in West Africa. So Senegal is next to us. And here is one of the biggest populations of loggerhead sea turtles. And the project, they do a lot to change how the people who live here relate to the ocean and to these animals in particular, but also all other animals. And so in this conversation, you can really learn a lot about how to facilitate change in a culture and in a community, how to not only do the right thing, but also do it in the right way, so it actually works. Also, you're going to find out how does one become a professional turtle protector, because that's what Rosi is. We will talk about, just what's going on here on the island, and not only this, but you will also hopefully get inspired on what you can do in your life right now, next week, to protect marine biodiversity, to protect the ocean, to protect the animals of the ocean. And no matter where you are in the world, your contribution matters, and that's why I thank you so much for caring enough to listen to this podcast interview right now. And I wish you a lot of fun. I wish you a lot of inspiration. I hope that it touches your heart. I would like to ask you to open your mind and to receive maybe a few things that you didn't know before, and that can help you a bit to love the beautiful planet we live on even more. So enjoy this conversation. Welcome, Rosi, to the podcast, to my show. Thank you, everybody, for listening and for watching. And I thought I would like to introduce you a bit. So we met because you work for Project Biodiversity.
Yeah.
Project Biodiversidad.
Project Biodiversity.
In Cape Verde. It's a country in West Africa, an island country.
Yeah.
And you are responsible for educating people around everything.
Yeah, my role in Project Biodiversity is to be the coordinator of the educational program. So I started in the beginning of the project, that was 2015. I came to South to work with the project, but I came as a field assistant to the turtle campaign. So I was going to the beach to patrol. From there, we found that should be nicer, not just to patrol the beach, but to show the people what we do, to speak about turtles, about pollution, all the subject that is important for environment and people to know. So I started working with the education part. So I go to schools, social centers, I organize groups, so we speak about environment in general and the threats that we have here in the world.
So you started step by step since the beginning of the project, since 5 years. So you just started walking around at the beach, and then slowly everything else happened.
Exactly. I think basically is how it happened. No? With a lot of work, we have a great team, and from the 2015 until now, the team grew up a lot. But all of the people have the same goal, that is to protect the environment, to educate people, to show information. And I think this is the greatest thing that we have, because we work all together. not just protecting the turtle or teaching something to the people or protecting the birds or cleaning the beach. So we will work all together. And yeah, this is why Project Biodiversity grow up so fast, I think, in my opinion.
Have you always been passionate about protecting the environment? How was that for you? How did that came?
Yes, I always like biology, not necessarily like protecting environment, but I always like to know how things work. So basically, this is why I like biology. Like, I think if I would not be a biologist, I would be like an engineer or something, because I like how to know how things work.
That's what I am. That's why I became an engineer. I studied engineering because I want to know. Yeah.
So for me was I want to know how the human body works, how the animals and the plants and everything. So I went to Brazil and I did my degree there as a biologist. And from the beginning, I think I was thinking more working with like laboratories, like genetic. I think a lot of movies in my head. But then when I came back to Cabo Verde, I did a volunteer in Santa Lucia that was with the turtles, and from there I was passionate with the field and going and stay with the stars and with the turtles. And this is how I start working more on the field and protect the environment.
Beautiful, yeah, yeah. And how was it in your childhood? You grew up in which island?
São Vicente.
In São Vicente. Do you remember do you have some childhood nature turtle memories, or how was it in your family? Did your parents teach you something?
No, in São Vicente have some turtles, not as much as in Sal, but I never saw a turtle before. I went to Santa Lucia, or even before that I saw it in Brazil, but when I was a child I didn't see turtles. And well, I don't remember to see because my mom told me that when I was a child my grandfather brought a turtle to our home once, but I don't remember. So no, I didn't have like direct contact with animals. Well, cats, I always had cats, but not like wild animals or nothing. But I was always curious, so I was always reading books, or well, basically was reading books or anything that passed by my hand. So I would go to some places and find a folder and I would read. So I think, and at school I love my science teacher, so I think I learned and I started loving science and biology because of my teacher, basically.
That's nice, yeah. And so now you are the science teacher for
Yes.
here, no?
Exactly.
How is that? How is that for you to go to school and to teach the children? And can you share something with us that maybe surprised you when you went there, when you first started doing this?
I grew up in going to the church, so for me it was easy to teach things, not necessarily science, but to have groups and speak with them, normally younger than me. So I would speak with them, and for me it was easy to go to school and have the kids there, and speak with them about science and about something that I love, because I started in 2015, me and Sara, that was an Italian girl that worked with me, and we would basically speak about turtles, and for me it was amazing because I would just speak about turtles and everything around turtles and how we work and turtles, and yeah, it was easy because I was okay speaking with the kids, and for me it was nice because different of the normal teachers, they go and they have always the same class. For me it was like each time was different class, different age, different mentality, different background. So sometimes I would just speak to them, and sometimes I would have some people explaining me things. I would learn some things, or maybe fix a little bit some ideas that they had but wasn't good, or maybe they had some myth in their mind. So I like to have this interaction with the kids and teenagers.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it's probably a very important part also of the work here. No? I mean, what you do, what Project Biodiversity, what you do, that you really go to the field, you call it, no?
Exactly.
That you go to the field, that is the core maybe, but there also needs to be other good things around it, no?
Exactly. When we are in the field and we are protecting the turtle directly, it's super nice, super good, but in the end it's a personal experience and the turtle is being protected, yes. But when you share this experience with somebody else and with a group, you are teaching more people about the turtles and the environment, and you are hoping that they will teach more. So we'll have a big group of people learning and knowing more about turtles. And here is super important because we have a lot of poaching. And even the youngest, they have more conscious about the environment and about the turtles, and we should protect them, and we shouldn't use straw and all these things. The old generation, they need to learn. So I think we work with the youngest to teach the oldest how to have better connection with the environment.
Yeah. Poaching, I didn't know the word really before I was in here, so maybe we can explain real quick what it means. It means like killing the turtle.
Exactly, it's illegally killing the turtle. Like here we have people that go to the beach at night, that when the female come to lay the eggs, and they would kill the female, take the meat to eat. In some parts, in other islands or even in other countries, they would eat the eggs too, but here is more for the meat. So it's super sad to see the turtle dead, and basically it's not something that people necessarily need. Poaching is something that is coming from the beginning of Cabo Verde, because turtle is an animal that survives a long time with no water, outside the water. So they would take the turtle to do the triangle between Europe, Africa, and America, no? The slave trade. So they would take and would be fresh meat on boat. It's something that is coming. Didn't start with Cape Verdean, but from...
Sorry, they took the turtle on the boats,
Exactly.
So when they were traveling from Cabo Verde to Africa in the
to America.
Exactly. In the slave trade, so they had a live turtle
Exactly.
on the boat and they could kill it whenever they
Exactly, because if you put water, they survive for a long time because they breathe air. They don't need to be on the water. So this was something that was happening. And Cape Verdean just learned with that. And we are a country that depends a lot from everything that comes from the sea. Maybe before would be a lot more. Now it's less. We have other conditions to have food, but before was everything was meat and everything was proteins that people would need. But now it's not this necessary that make people go to the beach and kill the turtles.
Yeah, and I mean what makes poaching problematic is also that there are so little turtles on the planet in general. That's why we need to protect them, or because
exactly. We have 7 species of marine turtles all around the world. We find 5 of them in Cabo Verde. And these 5, we have the 3rd bigger population of loggerhead sea turtle, that is Carita careta, the scientific name. And our population is a vulnerable population because of all these years of poaching. But all around the world we have problems with turtles being like the population that is being decreasing because of poaching. Not just because of the meat, but have some species that are killed because of the carapace. They have like nice carapace, so they do jewels with them. So have a lot of problems.
Yeah, I had one memory earlier when you shared a bit with the school education, that it's a funny little story that I want to share. So the daughter of a friend of mine here, we went camping the other day, and in the night there came a turtle, and then we asked her, she's 7, so what do you do when a turtle comes? And you know what her answer was? Not eat her.
Yes, I think it's the best answer. If you are not, if you don't know how to take data or to put or something in the turtle,
Yeah.
don't eat. Just look at her and stay quiet and just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, but I mean they are really beautiful animals. I joined you now a few times in the night to support the project you're working for, and it's amazing to see a turtle. It's so ancient, it's so old, so wise, so calm,
Exactly.
so patient, so strong.
It's amazing to see them. Now it's a little bit stressful because there's a lot of them, so they come from everywhere.
Let's talk about what's special about this season, because it is crazy right now, no?
Well, nobody really knows what's happened, but if I'm not wrong, we have almost more nests and all less season together. And we have just 1 month patrolling the beaches and 1 month of season. We have August and September and half of October, or maybe more.
When is the turtle season? From when to when?
Is between June to October. Then the female, they come to nest here in Cabo Verde. And between August to December, we have the hatchlings coming out of the nest.
Yeah.
So we have almost 7 months.
Yeah. So and I'm in this WhatsApp group for the project, and there was this graph sent yesterday, I think, that it's like you just see a few lines, and one line is just way higher than the other lines, and because it's the line of the amount of turtles from this year.
Yes.
Because it's so many more. Now, what are the numbers?
A lot. As I said, if I'm not wrong, we have almost 8,000 nests. And last year we had almost 8,000 nests, like the 4 months. So
now in 1 month,
we have the same of last year,
the whole season.
Yeah. And it's crazy. You can see the people that is working on the beaches. They are having a lot of turtles each night. And it's nice, but it's crazy.
It's also a tough job, to go on the field. It sounds so romantic. Often things with beach sound so romantic, like you have this picture with the stars and you're at the beach in the night. But when you do it, maybe we can explain a bit. It's very hardcore, no? You work in shifts.
Yes.
So all the beaches, or many important beaches on the island, all around the clock there's someone there. So there's one team walking around, the other team sleeping, and then at 2 o'clock they change, and then at 5 o'clock in the morning or someone they change again. It's crazy.
By now we have around 50 people working each night, like the filler seasons, and after we have a bunch of volunteers. This season, the great things, apart of having a lot of turtles, I would say that is a volunteer, like the local and residents that are helping the project. Because of all this COVID situation, we couldn't have the international volunteers that normally come, so the people that live here and the locals, and people are helping a lot. That is great, that can keep our work going. So what we do is that from 8 to 6, and now more than 6 in the morning, 8 at night to 6 in the morning, we have people patrolling the male nesting beaches. So basically the first thing is to protect the females, and after the second thing is to protect the nest and take data, so we can show the data to know how many nests and how many tracks and everything. Most of the beaches where the turtles came is fine to leave the nest there, so we just support and protect the females. But some beaches, because of light pollution, dog predations, and some other things, we need to move the nest. So this is part of the job. So this season we have already, I think we'll not have more, but by now we have 6 hatcheries. That is where we put the nest to protect them. So from August, people will start sleeping on this place, so it's one more job to do, and they will release the babies that come every night, basically.
That's what I did this morning. So that basically means that in certain areas, the chances for the babies to survive are very small, because we want to help them. We walk all around the beach, dig out the eggs We just like today I digged out the first egg and I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, I hope I'm not gonna break it.
Yeah.
But it's actually not broke. They are more stable. And then you put it in a basket and you bring it to a place that's more secure. And
we do all the process again, digging the place, and we take the measurements of the original ones and we try to replicate on the hatchery.
Yeah.
So we try to do we are doing a scientific work here too, because our goal is to increase the number of the babies that will arrive to the sea, because it's known that only 1 in 1,000 that will get to adult. So this is why we need to release a lot of them. So in 25 years we'll have 1 of 1,000 coming up.
Yeah.
Coming to us again.
Yeah. So in all these years that you are working for Project Biodiversity, and we talk about this later because it's more than just the turtles, no? It's about the biodiversity in the place here and making sure that it can stay like this. In these 5 years, it's such a long time, and I'm sure like many things have happened, but can you remember like one thing, one success, or one nice experience that will stay in your heart forever, where you think like, oh my god, I'm so proud that we achieved this, or that was an important stone for us, an important milestone?
I think one of the greatest thing that is making me so proud right now is this season. It's about the local volunteers, because when we started, it was so difficult to convince people about our work. Have people that were against us because of the turtles, because people want to eat them, and had people that didn't know what we do, so they're just against us. And today so many people coming to do volunteering, like local people, and want to help and are conscious about this problem, and they really want to go to the beach, even alone, like just calling me, said, oh, today I will patrol this beach because I know that people are killing the turtles. Can you give me some information how I can do to not to disturb the turtle? For me, I think this is one of our biggest milestone, our biggest success of this season and our work in general. We spoke about turtles and about education, but we work also with fishermen, and we work with birds. So there's a lot of things that the project do, and I think the biggest achievement is this: have the local people wanted to work with us, like groups that before was a bit difficult to go in.
Yeah, what I see from your work, this is also one of the points that I think is the coolest. It's like super nice that it's not, like European people coming and telling everybody here what to do and whatever, but it's like a community thing.
Exactly.
And we can only grow together. I also think that is really cool. What do you think when you look back now? How did you manage this? Because everybody was critical in the beginning, no one understood, and maybe were even against you. Like, what did you do so you could?
Individually, I just kept doing what I was doing, thinking that one day people would understand, because I knew, and I'm sure that my colleagues too, that what we were doing was right. And today you can see that yes, it was right, and this is why people, and not just right, we were doing right, not just the message that we are passing, but the way that we are passing this message to people, exactly as you said, not going to the communities and said, you need to change this, you are doing wrong and everything, but teaching them like from a lot of years, maybe this is what people think that was right, but now we have the data, now you can see the problem, not just about turtles, about marine pollution, about plastic, about all these things that is a problem in our world now. And we are just sharing our information, sharing things that we know, and showing people that they could do better and they could help us. something that we think that the conservation and protecting the environment is not something that associations can do alone. We need the community to do it with us, basically. And every project that we work, we have this in our mind that we need the community with us.
Okay, where did we stop? Yeah, that you are involving the community, and one thing that you individually did, that it became such a successful project also, and a community project, is that you just did not give up.
Exactly.
And you made sure that not only what you were doing was right, but also how you were doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's really nice advice. Yeah. Can you tell me a bit more? This is just like a question that I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Sal. I know that all the islands are different here, but where we are, Sal, it's a desert island.
Yeah.
So it seems a bit like boring biodiversity-wise, you know? You could think, oh no, it's just a piece of sand in the middle of the ocean, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Is this true? Or
Not necessarily. We are speaking a lot about turtles, but in Sal we have marine birds, like I forgot the name in English. Tropic bird. Yeah, tropic bird is a beautiful marine bird, and now with the studies, maybe Sal have the biggest population in West Africa, so it's great. We have lots of marine birds. If I'm not wrong, we have 5 of the 9 that have in Cabo Verde, so it's good. Normally you don't see them here in the south of the islands, more in the north. We have some terrestrial reptiles, as I'm forgetting the name in English of these animals, but yeah. And I think the importance of Cabo Verde in general is the sea, because we are a marine hotspot, the world biodiversity marine hotspot. And even we cannot see a lot of biodiversity on Earth, but when you go to the sea, it's rich. There's a lot of things there. Maybe it's where we need to go, like whales and dolphins and sharks.
that's crazy, no? This I imagine sometimes that, I mean, we can see the ocean from here.
Yes.
I just look out of the window and sometimes I'm wondering, is there now a whale swimming by? Thinking, let's just go there.
And they live around here, and we have a lot of fishes, so
Yeah.
Sea is important to us, not just to our economy, because the tourism basically is based on the sea, but to our biodiversity it's super important.
Yeah. What do your parents do? Do you come from a family where they are also connected to the sea in a special way?
No.
No?
No.
Yeah.
My mom, she works in a social center that take care of kids with mental issues, and my father, he makes shoes. Makes shoes.
Yeah.
My sister is a doctor, so I think, well, none of my family work directly or even indirectly with the environment, but they are pretty conscious people about the environment, and I speak with them about this. And sometimes I think it's a little bit difficult to understand what I do, because they didn't have the experience before, but they try.
Yeah. I mean, the times always changes so much. My grandma, she does not understand my job. I tell her I work in the internet, grandma.
Yeah. Basically, sometimes I said to my mom, I work with the turtles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's more difficult because in Cabo Verde, until a few years ago, people would not speak a lot about the environment and this type of things, like super strongly, let me say. Was like, we know that we shouldn't take the trash out of our door, this type of thing. things, but really to take care was few people that would do this, not like now.
Yeah, but you feel like it's changing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the new generation is interested more in protecting and having better behave and the connection and how they relate with the environment. Yeah, I think they are. I hope that they will do better.
What would be the next thing, or one of the things that you personally would like to see changing here in the country in the next 10 years? It can be a miracle, you know, maybe it can be something that you as Project Biodiversity do, or just like in the head of the people.
I think I would like to see us investing more in recycling, because we have almost nothing here in the country that do a job, a work in recycling, not just like few people that go and do art, or we have a place in Santo Antão that make the floor with the plastic, but I think we need more, because we have a lot of plastic, we have a lot of marine pollution, so we could use that and do something better. I think I would like to the government to invest more in pure energy, like the wind or the sun or the sea. We have all of these all year, so I think would be something that would make Cabo Verde being something in the world, like an example.
Yeah. And I find this so nice about here that because it's a small place, everybody can change a lot more than in a big place.
Exactly.
There are not so many people here, so one has way more influence on everything.
Exactly. I think we should enjoy that we are a small country, and maybe the problem of being islands that is separate from each other, this can be a challenge, but each island can do something, even if on the island, that together we can have a big change.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
So, what do you usually get for questions when you sometimes go to the radio and talk about your work? Now, what is the regular question that?
I don't know, depends, because normally when I go to the radio, I have a specific subject, so I'll speak about that subject. And when I speak like in general, people ask me about turtles. So turtles is our big road, so we speak about turtles. Yeah, I speak about, as we were saying, about the activities that I do with the kids, that now it's stopped because of the lockdown. And yeah, what Project Biodiversity do, our goals and our bases. Yeah.
I wanna know a bit more about the project. If you have more information, if you know more, because maybe that's not your part of responsibility. And also if you're allowed to share that.
Yeah.
So how many people, because what I find is also cool is that you create jobs, no?
Yeah.
And on an island either you create your job or you hope that you find one, but no? It's not like infinite possibilities like in other places. How many people are working in Project Biodiversity, and who is it like? What's the team like?
We like permanent. We have 14 people working all year, but between June to November, December, we have around like 30, 40 people working because of the turtle campaigns of people that patrol the beach. Each part of the team have different roles, and normally we accumulate things because we are not a lot. But we have Berta, that is the director, and Albert, that is the co-director. After we have me coordinator of a program that is called Conservation Based in Environment in Pedra-Loam. Conservation Based in Community in Pedra-Loam or something like that. It's a big name in Portuguese. And I have Kiki, Anis and Arthur. They are the coordinator of the turtles. So they are the one being crazy this time because the job is like being on the beach is just part of the job. After you have all the data and all the process around the data. We have Shannon, that is our communication and marketing coordinator. We have Marcus, that is the coordinator of the Marine Birds project. And we have Neshu, Disha, Vanya, and João that are our field people that go to the field and work with the Neshu work with me with the communities, Disha work with the birds, and Vanya and João they work with Marcos with in Costa Fragata that is just in front of us with the plants and reptiles, the rest of reptiles. I think I didn't forget nobody. Like it's a permanent team, and after you have people that work just in the turtle season.
Yeah. So for the permanent team, it's not like it's their job, and they earn enough money to live with that. It's not like you need to do it like because you want to do it, but then you also need to have another job.
No. Yes, the permanent team. We try to give a good. In our possessions, a good salary to the people to live in Sal. We know that is difficult, and because we are an NGO, we don't have a lot of money to give big salaries, but we try to be good to give good salaries to the people who live here in Sal.
I would like to know a bit more about
none of the teams from Sal, so we are here. We have half Cambodian, more than half Cambodian and some European, but we are all from another places, so it's more difficult to live here when you are alone.
Yeah. Okay. So the team is 50-50, Cambodian and European.
More than 50 because we have 3 Spanish, 1 from US, and one from Scotland.
It's such a mix, yeah?
Exactly. I think it's great to have different cultures, different background, and different visions.
Yeah.
And all the others, they are Cambodian.
Yeah, but not from the other islands.
Exactly. We have from Mayu, from Santiago, from São Vicente.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from São Paulo. Yes.
I want to talk a bit more about the money.
Yes.
Because I think it's important, it's interesting, and I hope that maybe someone who listens says, hey, I want to support this.
Yeah, it would be great.
In order to support this, I think it's good to know as much as possible. So how transparent can you be with the money? When someone, how do you spend the money that gets donated to you? Because you only work with money that you get donated. No, you get nothing from the government or.
We have some support of the government, but it's not a lot.
Yeah.
And, yes. Basically, how we work is that each program, like the education program, have a sponsor. The birds have a sponsor. The turtle have a sponsor, and so we work with this program. So each group, each person of the team have a salary from the program that the person works. Normally, our biggest program is a turtle campaign because it involves so many people, so many logistic cars, people going to the beach, materials like GPS, the pits, the scanner. It's all expensive materials. So what happens is that normally we have people donating to us. Can be like doing a symbolic adoption of a nest or a symbolic adoption of a turtle that we send picture and certificate, and can be just a donation, or sometimes people donate materials as batteries. We need a lot of batteries for all the equipment that we have. So yes, we are absolutely transparent. Any information that we can share with people that want to know how we spend the money, we share it. Basically, in the turtles, we spend the money that people donate keeping the camp. That right now we have just 7 or 8 people living there, but in the normal season we'll have like 30 people living there.
So there's a camp where people live.
Exactly, the turtle camp. That is the coordinators and the field assistants that come from other islands or from Europe or any part around the world, they live at the camp. They have one day, like this is in the normal season, that we don't have COVID and people cannot come. But yeah, they all live there, and one day per week they have a day off that they come to Santa Maria. The camp is not far away, it's just in to the NGO school. So the people come to Santa Maria and they stay in an apartment, so you need to pay the rent of this apartment. So this is how we spend the money. Keeping the people at the camp, giving food, keeping the camp, buying materials, buying equipment. We have 3 cars now, but normally one of them is broken. So yes, we have a lot of, because our job is basically on the field, a part of the education program. So we have, we need a lot of equipment to keep doing it. And this is how we spend money, buying things and keeping the camp and the apartment and keeping the people.
So apart from donating money, because I think many of my listeners are not in Cape Verde, they cannot come to the field. Maybe they want to come as a volunteer next year, no?
Yes.
But is there something else you can share with everybody in the world, because the ocean is everywhere and we are all connected, we are all on the same planet. Like if somebody listens now and cares and can feel it, like what can you share? What, no matter where you are, what can you do for the turtles here and for a healthy biodiversity here, but also everywhere?
I think the important message that I can share basically is to us to have a connection with the environment. The plastic that you don't take care in Europe maybe can get to Cabo Verde and the turtle can eat and can arrive in our beaches, and all around the world we have the same problem. We waste a lot of things, we waste a lot of energy, water. Maybe in Europe it's not a big problem to waste water, to leave your sink open, but here is a problem. But as you said, we are all connected. Sometimes things that can be a problem here in other places is like just people don't think because it's normal to them. So I would say to have a better connection with the environment, learn more about the issues that we have. Now we have a lot of information. It's not that people can say, I'm ignorant, I don't know. So search more about what you can do better in your place, about plastic, not using straws. No, you have a recycling system in Europe and in other countries in the world. Please use it. Don't throw your trash out. Yes, learn more about the environment, and you don't need to be a biologist, you just need to be a person that wants to learn more. And if you can help associations, NGOs in your country or in other places, you can just search it for it, and I'm sure that each NGO in the world need help, even with equipment or with money to donate. So help an NGO, help an association, and again, learn more and share what you learn with people. I think this is important, not just keep it for you, but share with people.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And it's true, also that it's normal that you talk about this when you meet up with your friends, when you're having a dinner, when you have breakfast, whatever. These are normal topics you talk about.
Sustainability now, it's a word that it's been used a lot, maybe wrongly most of the time. So maybe we need to learn more about these words and about the potential around the world and about what they can do and share with people not below.
Yeah. Yeah. So before I leave the last words for you,
Okay.
I wanna ask you. I put all the links in the show notes. Like, how can people know more about Project Biodiversity, interact more? You are on Instagram.
Exactly.
You are on Facebook.
Exactly.
You have a newsletter.
I have a newsletter. We have a website that is projectbiodiversity.org. We are in Facebook Project Biodiversity, Instagram Project Biodiversity. Yes, we try to share our work, and in the website you have a lot of information about each program. So if you want to know more about each program and how to help, you can go in our website. And Shannon is just fine to answer in Facebook if you have any question. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's also nice. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, is there something else you want to say in the end? Like, I want to say, before you can say something, thank you. Thank you for showing up and for coming here, because we have had to reschedule this 2 times because of but not because we didn't feel like it, but because of a turtle.
Exactly. The last time I went to Palmeira and we found this male. I never saw a male turtle, and he was all injured with the fishing nets on the neck and a lot of worms. Like,
yeah, I saw the
so
video.
we need to take all. So was I lived there around 4. So
yeah.
So a lot of things happen
but
here.
Also, I find so beautiful about your job that it's not about you to decide.
Exactly.
It's nature.
Sometimes
it's a higher power.
exactly.
When there's a turtle needing your help,
Exactly.
there's no podcast happening. So thank you for coming here.
It's a
for
pleasure.
participating, in such a busy time. I really appreciate it. And also thank you for doing this job. Like, it's really so nice that people like you exist in the world who want to do it, and as you said, who also think about how they do things. I think that's both very important.
Well, thank you for sharing our job and for inviting me. I'm always here if you want, and keep doing a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rosi.